Hey guys, back at again, do another weekend project. Today we're gonna do something simple, easy and fixable. I'm gonna show you how easy it is to change your 5.3 liter oil pan gasket. Oh, look who that is. Hey Waffle, what's up buddy? Hey! Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and work on this bad boy. This is a 2000 I want to say 7 Chevy Colorado. This is a 5.3 liter engine, and we're gonna go ahead and change the oil pan gasket. It's leaking a lot, and I'm gonna do a separate video on how to change the oil pump. Since I'm already changing the oil pan gasket, might as well just change the engine oil pump. And this is just because it started making some noise, and I checked that it wasn't getting enough oil pressure, so might as well just do a video on this, but I'm going to do a separate video on that. So let me go ahead and get this bad boy in the air. If you're at home, go ahead and put your vehicle on proper jack stands before you do any work underneath the vehicle. Remember guys, safety first. So let me go ahead and get this bad boy up in the air, and we'll go step by step. Alright guys? Okay guys, so now that we have the truck up in the air, let's go ahead and evaluate this job. Okay, you see how everything's this has been leaking for a couple years now. I could tell just because the oil, it's literally showered and all the gunk there. So we're gonna go ahead and change the oil pan gasket. Fun job guys, fun job, but just to kind of give you an idea, just if your vehicle, your truck has this type of leak, it's your lucky day. Alright guys, so first things first, make sure you have the proper tools. Just using a set of impact, I think this is a 13. So first step we're going to go ahead and do, it's actually a 15. We're going to go ahead and remove the undercarriage shield. Basically this is plastic. So let me go ahead and get a 15. It should be a 15. Yes. So it's held on by 4 millimeter bolts. Let me go ahead and start swiping that out real quick. Alright, let's go ahead and do this guys. So let me go remove this and then we'll come back. Alright guys, so once you remove the undercarriage plastic, I want to say plate, we're gonna go the next step. We're gonna have to remove this, I guess this is a cross beam. In order for us to actually remove the oil pan, this has to be removed. So pretty easy. It's basically held in by 2 18 millimeter long bolts. So the way you take these out, you just get an 18 millimeter wrench, and let me see if I can clean that up a little bit. Give me 1 second. Let me bring this here. So all I'm doing guys, I'm just gonna clean this oil. Pretty old oil, you guys can probably tell. So let me just take some time to clean this here, so that way when the bolt comes out, it come out really nice and smooth. I don't have to fight it. Alright, and again, I'm suspecting this oil leak has been here for quite some time, so do that on both sides. So it's going to be 2 18 millimeter bolts here and 2 18 millimeter bolts here as well. Clean this off real quick. Hopefully your truck doesn't have this much oil buildup. like this truck, and I think it shouldn't, but just clean that up. Alright, so once you have that cleaned up, you got your 18mm wrench here. Let me go ahead and get this Milwaukee impact gun, 250 torque, nut busting reverse. Let's see if it will do the job. Alright, so let me hold on to the ratchet here, see if it'll come out. Nice. It zipped it just like butter. I love it. Check that out. Came out like nothing. Good investment, guys. If you guys get a chance, definitely invest. Don't work hard, work smart. This should usually come out like so. Alright, so let me put this bolt back here. Alright guys, so we're gonna go ahead and do the same this side. Make sure it's nice and snug. Get this impact going. Alright, see if I can hold the ratchet. Oh, beautiful. Oh, and there she goes. Pretty powerful impact, if you don't mind me saying, but it does the job. So this is the second bolt. And I'm definitely going to clean these out, put them in some degreaser and use a wire brush to clean those out, and I can put them back like that. Alright, let's get to the second side. Do the same thing with this wrench here. Let's see if I can hold on to this with the one hand. Alright. Ah, beautiful. That's what I'm talking about, Milwaukee. Alright, let me get this out. Oh man, lost the bolt. Where'd it go? I'll now find it. Probably flew off. Alright guys, let me go ahead and just take, oh, you know what, it's right here, stuck in the wrench. Alright, this back here. And guys, you don't have to worry about the bolts. They're the same size, all four of them, so it doesn't really matter which one goes what. Alright, let me get the other one up there. Alright, grab this. Nice. Alright, get this here. Bolt. Alright, so now that we got that situated, we're going to go ahead and remove the cross beam here. I'm going to go get a pry bar, because we're going to definitely have to pry it out. Pretty stuck. Then we'll go get a pry bar. I'll be back, guys. Alright guys, once you get yourself a nice pry bar, got you guys some lighting so you guys can see a little bit better. This should come out, but again, it's been corroded. I mean, it's been showered with a lot of oil gunk. So the way you take these out, you can put a pry bar anywhere and just pry it open slowly. It should come out. Just be careful. Hopefully it doesn't land on your foot. See that? Should come out. Try this side. gently. There you go. There you go. Be careful it doesn't hit on your foot. So once you kind of have it halfway there, there we go. Whoa. And there she goes. So just don't do what I did. Unfortunately, gotta improvise. It's only me working on this truck. But now that we have the cross beam, I'm gonna go ahead and clean this out later on so it can be nice and oil free. Now that we have this, we're gonna be able to expose and be able to work around this. So the next step is, let's go ahead and drain the oil on this bad boy. Pretty easy. It's actually here. Let me go and get this oil container here. Let me just clean my mess, the gunk that I have. That way the oil can move freely. Alright guys, let me clean this up and then I'll be right back. Alright, so the next step, this is a 13mm oil drain plug. Let's go on ahead and loosen this bad boy up. There you go. Get your catch pan ready to go. It's definitely going to go ahead and leak. If you're doing this while the truck is hot, be very careful because it will burn you. Alright, there we go. Alright, so let's go and let this bad boy drain all the oil, and then we'll go to the next step. Okay, so once the oil has completely drained, we're going to go ahead and put the drain plug back. And we're just going to go ahead and snug it in like so. Just hand tighten it. Okay, and then the next step, we're going to go ahead and let me get you guys some light. We're going to go ahead and remove the oil filter so we can drain that as well. Let's see if I can take this off. Alright guys, can't take it off. Let me see. See if I have. This one might fit. Too big. Alright guys, let me go ahead and remove this one, drain it up, and then we'll go to the next step. Okay guys, so I did find the right adapter to remove this oil filter. So go ahead and loosen that bad boy up. And again, just be careful. If your engine is super hot, this will definitely start to spill, so have your catch pan ready. Just let it drip. So what we're going to do is that we're going to go ahead and remove it. We're going to empty it out. I'm just going to go ahead and put it back, but empty. Oops. Just so that way I don't leave that exposed, and I don't want any elements to get in there once I start to remove things around. Again, just go ahead and empty completely the oil filter. Let me go ahead and clean that real quick. Let me see. Just clean it nice. Make sure you get any type of debris or anything that's in there. So once this, I'm gonna go ahead and clean this filter, and then I'm gonna go ahead and install it back again. I'm just installing this so that way nothing could get in there. All right, let's go ahead and let me put that back, and then we'll continue to the next step. Okay, so once you reinstall back the engine oil filter and it's empty, the next step, we're gonna go ahead and remove the, this is the right side transmission cover. There's two. This is the right side, and this is the left side up here. Let me see if I can get you guys some lighting real quick. Bear with me. Alright, so I don't know if you guys can see it, but this is a 10mm bolt. This is holding the transmission side cover. All it is just this 10mm bolt, and then we should go ahead and be able to remove this. And there's two. That's one, and here's the other one right there. So let's go ahead and do that on the right side first. Alright, let's go ahead and put that bad boy in there. Take it off. There we go. Once you remove this one, the little cover shield should be able to come off. And the reason why we're removing this is because it's actually holding on the oil pan, the side of it. I don't know if you can see it there, but just move it out of the way. I gotta pry it down. But let me show you what's gonna look like on this side. Alright. Take this out. Alright. And again, this is holding the oil pan here. I'm just gonna take this off like so. And that's just shielding the on this side of the transmission, so that way you don't happen to, nothing could go into the flywheel. It's kind of the same thing on the other side. Look how oily this is, man. Literally a lot of you could tell it's been leaking a lot. So I'm gonna go ahead and make sure I clean this up when I install it back. Just make sure you don't lose those bolts. Alright, let's go back here. So make sure you remove it, because this is the oil pan, the side of it. So we're gonna make sure we take that out. Let's see if I could take this off. It should come out, nothing's holding it, but I'm guessing because of the gunk, whatever the case might be, it's holding it in. Let's see if I can grab a screwdriver here, pry it off. Give me 1 second. Okay, so I was not able to remove this little shield. I'm assuming that it's probably inside where the starter is, and there's like a little lip that I think you have to take the starter out. But we're gonna continue this job again. It's just want to point it out, guys, don't struggle, don't try to break this off. Really important you don't break it, because it's plastic, so you're probably tempted to just yank it off. But let's go ahead and figure this out, and we'll get there when we cross that bridge. But as long as you remove the bolt, that way it's not stuck to the oil pan. But let's go ahead and move on to the next step. So the next step, once you remove those two bolts, we're going to go ahead and remove the transmission two bolts that's holding the oil pan. This is a 15mm bolt, and here's another one on this side. So let's go ahead and get those out. Alright, let's go ahead. There we go. That's one. That's two. I'm gonna put this bad boy right here. And I will put the torque specs right here on the screen to torque these back. Let me go ahead and completely remove these. There we go. That should come off. Alright. So these are the same size, if I'm not mistaken. Actually, no. So the smaller one is going to go on this one, like so. And then the bigger one is going to go on this side. Alright. So remember, small one's going to go on this side, and the big one's going to go on that side, because they are different sizes. I don't know if you can see that, maybe a couple millimeters. This one's bigger. So again, this is going to be on the right side, and the small one's going to go on this one. So let me, so I can remember this side and this side. Okay, perfect. Alright, so once you remove the two 15mm transmission bolts from the oil pan, we're going to go ahead and start doing the fun stuff. We're going to go ahead and start removing some harness clips and some other components. We're going to remove this 10mm stud bracket. It's basically holding the cooler lines that goes to the radiator. So let's go ahead and do that real quick. Alright, here we go. Simple. Put this away. Alright, once you remove this 10mm bolt, it's going to allow us to kind of free up the cooler line, so that way when we remove the oil pan, they're not on the way. Alright, and the next step, we're going to remove the harness that's connected to the engine oil sensor. You're going to need a pick for that. Let me see if I could show you guys how to remove it. Let's see if I get you guys some lighting on this side. Alright, there we go. So the way you do this is you get a pick, something that looks like this, and from the top there's like a little clip. You're going to raise a little clip up like that. I don't know if you guys can see that. And then that should allow you to remove the actual clip from there. So that's one. Just get it out of the way there. And once we remove that, get the lighting, we're going to go here and we're going to start removing some other clips. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and continue removing some other clips that we need to remove, so that way we can take out the oil pan. There's this connector here. All you do is just pull this little tab down, and that should allow you to free up this connector. Let's just get it out of the way. And then there's a 10mm bolt here that we're going to remove, and that's just holding that harness together. So let me just remove that. Let me get that. Oh, real quick, I think I fell here. Yeah, this is a little 10mm that's actually holding this small little plastic clip with the harness. And here on this side, all you do is just push it this way. It's like a little hook. That, see this little plastic hook here that goes in here. So you put it back, you just go like this, and then I hook it back, and that's basically holding this in place. But sorry if you can't see really well because of the oil buildup, but just move it this way, and that's going to allow us to kind of free up this harness, so that way when we start removing those bolts, we don't have to worry about that. Alright, so now that we have that, let me make sure there's no other connector that we have to remove. Everything looks good, everything looks fine. This one you don't have to remove, that's good. Alright gentlemen, so, and ladies, we're ready to restart removing all the bolts. So let's go ahead and start doing that real quick. Give me 1 second. Okay, so one more step before we start removing all the bolts from the oil pan. I almost forgot, guys, we will have to loosen up the racket pinion. We're going to loosen it up and just kind of pull it downwards, just because this little right there line is going to prevent us from removing the oil pan all the way. So let me go ahead and show you guys how to remove it. Basically, it's going to be hold on by two 24 millimeter bolts, 1 and 2, and then it's going to be held on by that 18 millimeter bolt as well. And the way you actually get that one, you're going to use a extension with the 18 millimeter socket, and then you're going to go ahead and turn that one. And for this one, all you need is just a 24 millimeter socket. Let me go ahead and get that out real quick. Alright, so basically we're just going to go ahead and remove this 24 millimeter bolt holding that racket pinion, and then this 18 millimeter. And again, we're just going to go ahead and loosen it up, and we're just going to kind of let it hang a little bit, just so that way it could give us enough space for us to remove the oil pan without damaging this. So let's go and do that real quick. There we go, just like butter. They're pretty long, guys, so you know, just make sure you put some Loctite when you install the bolts. And let me go ahead and take out the other one. And this one's gonna be, they should be the same size, guys. Let me confirm. Yeah, same size. And again, don't forget to put Loctite on that one. And that's gonna go ahead and allow us to move the racket pinion. But we have to get this other 18 millimeter. I'm sorry, this 18 millimeter bolt. So let me go ahead and grab my impact gun, and that's where you're gonna go ahead and have access to that. Alright guys, so I'm gonna go ahead and remove this last one. There you go. And as you can see on this side, just loosen it out. And that's the bolt. So again, don't forget to put some blue Loctite as well. Get that in here. And that's gonna allow us to come here. Let me get you guys some good lighting. And just pull this down just a little bit out of the way, just so that way when we do bring down the actual oil pan, it's not allowing us to take it out. So let me go ahead and pry this out, and then we'll come back. Okay guys, I forgot, there's actually two 18 millimeter bolts, one here in the top, one here, the one we took off, and the two down here. So let's go and remove that top one. And again, just be mindful. I don't have no one to help me out grab it from the other side, but if you have a helper, they could help you. And again, we're doing that just so that way we can remove the oil pan and take this little, we don't damage that. So let me go to remove that real quick. Let me show you guys. Perfect. It's already moving. Just want to make sure it's not a lot of pressure that can strip the bolt. I'm just gonna hold it here, and you can see here guys, get you some lighting. You can see here the top bolt's moving right there. So let me go ahead and see if I can hold this with one hand, and that way I can take off. Alright, the bolt's out. Let's see. Alright. So let me just push this up. Get that bolt out. Here we go, guys. And check that out. Check this out. It's going to allow us to put this down like so. And we're going to have a little bit more room to wiggle that oil pan out. More clearance. Again, just hold it like this. I'm going to go ahead and just put tie it with a bungee cord, so that way it doesn't have a lot of pressure that's going to fall down. So let me go and find something like that, and I'll come back. Right now it's not moving, but I don't want to risk it, and again, it's giving us a lot of clearance. I'll be right back, guys. Let me get a bungee cord. Also, guys, those bolts that I just removed from here, they're the same size, so you don't have to worry about mixing them up. Alright guys, so the last step, once you remove the bolts for the racket pinion, and you kind of got it enough to clear the oil pan, last step, we're going to go ahead and remove the 10mm bolts from the oil pan. I actually have a little, I have a under hoist just holding the oil pan for me, just because I don't have anybody to help me out, but just kind of have this set up here. So they are on the left side of the truck. There's going to be 6 10mm bolts. 1, 2, 3, 4. Actually, you know what? Yes, there's 6. There's one right here. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And there's going to be one here. Let me see if I can get you guys some lining real quick. Bear with me. Alright, here we go. So there's going to be this long bolt. And again, we're just going to start from here. So it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the 6th bolt. And then this would be kind of considered the 7th one. So let me go ahead and start removing this. And this is I'm using a 10-inch wobble extension with a 10mm socket. The reason why is so that way I can kind of maneuver around. So let me get this one real quick. And these shouldn't be torque too much. And I'll put the torque specs on the actual at the end of the video. So I just have here, make sure guys you are careful. And the way I have kind of like a little system. Since I'm removing them from this side, I'm just going to line them up as I'm taking it off. So let's go ahead and take out the other one. This is going to be the second one. It's a little bit tight. There you go. Whoa, 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 whoa. It fell. Okay. And I'm just putting them as I am taking them out. Like so. So, here's the next one. Just break this one loose. There you go. And I'm just going to take it out by hand so that I don't lose them. They should be the same size, guys. So let me go ahead. Get this one. Actually, I'm gonna leave this one for last, just so that way it doesn't come down on me. Okay, should be the same size. Do that, and then this one up here. See if I could fit my socket through here. Alright guys, so let me go to remove this one real quick, and then once we get that one, we're gonna go around and I'm gonna show you the other ones. So let me go ahead and take them out real quick. Alright, since I removed the last one over there in the corner, I'm gonna come here and remove this one as well. Make sure it's a 10 millimeter. It should be. There we go. Make sure guys, when you're doing this job, you use a 6-point socket. It's going to be one of the long ones. There we go. So that way I can remind myself this was on this side. Again, you have your method, but I have also my method. I kind of look at it as this. This is going to be the left side for me, and then the other bolts I'll line them up here so that way I know where they go. And again, that works for me. So whatever kind of works for you, kind of have to figure that out as you go. So again, I left this bolt on purpose. I'm just going to go ahead and just loosen it up a little bit, and that's why I know this is going to be this 4th bolt again, and then the last ones, and then the ones on this side. So let's go ahead and get the ones in the front, because there are 2 in the front there. Got this one and this one. But before I take those off, I'm gonna go ahead and change my extension to a smaller one, but I'll do that real quick. Give me 1 second. Alright guys, so to get these 2, I changed it to a 3-inch swivel extension. That's gonna allow me to kind of get in here. Taking that one off. Just be careful it doesn't fall off on you. Alright, and this one I'm gonna kind of put it here on the top because it's gonna be on this side, and then I'm gonna take out this one, break it loose. Take this one out. And I'm gonna put this one on this side, standing up, so that way I kind of know where everything lines up. Alright guys, let's go on the other side. Let me change my extension here real quick and then we'll come back. Alright guys, so this side, again, this side only has 5 10 millimeter bolts. That's one right there, another one right there, and another one, if we move these, right there, and another one right there, and the last one right there. So that's gonna be 5, and then this long bolt right here. Alright, so look, let me go to remove those. Get you guys some lighting. There we go. Again, I'm lining them up as I'm taking them off, like so. Get the other one. here. Alright, let me go ahead and there we go, loosen it up. Alright. Continue with the one up here. Get this one here. Get the fourth one here. Let me crack this open. Okay. There we go. And this last one here, I'm gonna switch extensions, but before I do, let me get this long one here. Let me get you some lighting right there. Let me go ahead and break this one loose, guys. Looks pretty tight. There we go. Whoa, it fell. Let me get that real quick. Alright. Here we go. And again, just making sure I put them as I'm taking it off on this side. I mean, they're the same size. See that? Just have to find your own method how. So that's going to be removed, and then we have this last one up here. Again, I'm going to change extensions and then be right back. Alright guys, I'm going to get this last bolt. Sorry, I had to change extension to a 3mm wobble so that way it can fit in there, but here we go, guys. This last bolt. There we go. And I'm going to put it. This is the last one here. Alright, so now the only thing left is this one, and then the oil pan should literally, theoretically speaking, come down. So let me go ahead and remove this last one. Let me remove it by hand. Alright, let me put it on the fourth one, like so. Alright, so now I'm just gonna go ahead and lower this down, and the oil pan literally should come down. Let's go ahead and do that real quick. There we go. Yes, so it's already loose. So let me see if I could do this with two hands, guys. Let me see. Actually, you know what? Let me get my tripod real quick. Alright guys, so I got you guys on my tripod. Again, I'm gonna go ahead and remove my underhoist, and literally, whoa, let me move it out of the way. And the oil pan should literally just come out. Just make sure. Take your time. There we go. And that is how you guys remove the oil pan. Let me move it out of the way. And once you remove it, guys, you want to go ahead and make sure you clean really good the mating surface all around it. Here, all this. Make sure you clean it with a good scraper. And also you want to inspect inside the actual oil pump filter. Make sure nothing is in there. And I'm gonna make a second video, guys, on how to remove the oil pump. It's up here. See this little tube that's holding the oil pump filter? Well, I have to from the top I gotta remove the intake, the water pump, and then I'm gonna remove the cover to expose the actual oil pump. So I'm gonna make a video on that. Since I already have this off, this is that dreaded 10mm bolt that you have to remove in order to get that oil pump out. So since I already have this down, and I'm gonna go ahead and replace this leaky gasket here. See how flush this is? That's why it was leaking. This should be and it's pretty old. I want to say this is 2007, so this is probably the first time. Yeah, because you could tell from the factory rivet that was that's in there. So I'm gonna show you guys how to remove it and put a new one. But I need to clean this oil pan really good. Look how bad. Wow, literally like muddy looking oil that's been there for years. So we will have to drill this rivet and this rivet. So let me show you guys how to do that. Alright guys, so I'm going to show you how to remove the gasket. It's basically just literally held on by two rivets, one here and one there, and I'm gonna drill them out. So the best way to do that, oh, one note guys, I would, because the rivet is so close to where the actual oil filter tubing is, I'm gonna put some duct tape on that on this side, so that way nothing could go in there. Whenever I do these, believe me, this extra step will go a long way. I'm just gonna put it like in like so, so that way when I drill it out, I don't have to worry about anything getting in there. And this is a new gasket. This is a part number Velcro, and this is good for the 6.2, 6.0, 5.7, 5.3, 4.8, and I believe this truck is a 4.8 liter. This is what it looks like. So once we remove it, we're going to go ahead and just make sure everything's the same. Alright, so let's go ahead and let me show you this step. And this is the one we're going to go ahead and do just for demonstration purposes. Get you guys some really good lighting on this. And you want to choose a drill bit that's kind of right there. I believe this is a good size. We'll start it here and we'll go from there. And what I like to do, I'm just going to put a rag here, so that way whatever type of metal particles come out, it could catch it there. I'm still going to clean the oil pan, but I just want to show you guys you can do this at home as well. There we go. See what I'm talking about, the little metal shavings that came in here. So you want to have that nice and ready. I'm gonna continue, guys. And that should be enough. You don't have to go all the way down. And then let me get a screwdriver. See? And then it comes off. And then I'm gonna go ahead and try to see if I could take the other one out. Well, actually it came off. And then I'm gonna go ahead and also, when I place this, I'm gonna rivet the old one the same way if you have a rivet gun. So let's go ahead and remove this one as well. Get you guys some lighting. Let me move this one. This is the one by the oil filter. The oil filter there. Just put it in a rag. Just make sure you take your time doing this. You see how it's good to put that duct tape there? And then once it starts to move, it actually came off. And that, just pry it off. That should come off like so. And then I'm going to remove this one. So that way the new one, I'm going to go ahead and rivet it out. And that's how you take out this one. And then you always want to compare it with the new one. Let me take the tape out. There we go. And it should literally match everything. The bolts here, and even the new one. What I'm gonna do on the new one, it doesn't have the rivet holes. So what I'm gonna do, I'm actually gonna use this as a tinsel, and I'm gonna use a Sharpie and drill a small hole there, and also a hole here. And I'm gonna actually use my rivet gun, and I'm gonna go ahead and place it kind of like the factory one. So make sure you take these off. I'm gonna actually have to drill this one too, so it can come out more. And alright guys, so I just wanted to kind of show you guys what this looks like. Again, pretty simple job. And this is a two-wheel drive 4.8 liter. Tomorrow, because it's pretty dark now, I'm gonna go ahead and just clean this really good. Another thing, you want to also inspect is for any metal shaving. I don't see nothing, but it's pretty gunky down there. Yeah, pretty gunky. Kind of see how it's kind of like muddy looking. So this could also kind of affect your it could clog up your fuel filter. See that? So tomorrow I'm gonna clean it really good with some brake parts cleaner. See that? Kind of like muddy looking. That's something that I want to do. Literally, it's like mud. So we're gonna go ahead and clean that really good, guys. Get this looking like brand new, and I'll definitely go ahead and just put the gasket back and do everything in reverse order. I hope this video helped you guys out. If you do it yourself, You will save yourself a couple $100 if you take this to the dealership. You're looking at anywhere from $800 to $900 depending on the area you live. Again, thanks for watching, guys. If you like this video, thumbs up, subscribe, and if you have any more things you want to fix on your Silverado, shoot me a message and I'll try to do the repair as well. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. Bye bye.